Circle of 12.
Yay!
I'm Lee Carroll.
And I'm Monica Morani.
Well, why are you excited about?
I am excited
about July 26th for some reason. Well, happy Wednesday, July 26th. Every Wednesday evening of the year, we come together right here. So for the next 90 minutes, we'll be again having special guests, questions and answers, discussion, meditation, and Kryon channeling.
Now, for the last 3 weeks, we have begun by saying an affirmation of the month. We're going to repeat that affirmation regarding the magnificence of your soul one last time. When we come back in the month of August, I'll have a brand new affirmation to share. Again, like we did before, we're going to repeat the affirmation 3 times, and you're invited to participate and join in with us. You'll see the words on the screen, but right now, the intention of what we're going to affirm is to deepen our connection with the magnificence of our soul. So I invite you to just relax your body, take a moment for all the tension to dissolve, and let's begin. Dear Creator, thank you for being a part of me. I affirm that you love me beyond measure and have given me the gift of free choice to discover the God within. I claim the magnificence of my soul. I invite the energy of my soul to become even more enhanced in my daily life. The expression of my soul in the form of love and compassionate action to others reminds me of my own divinity. All is well, and all that is happening is for my highest good.
Dear Creator, thank you for being a part of me. I affirm that you love me beyond measure and have given me the gift of free choice to discover the God within. I claim the magnificence of my soul. I invite the energy of my soul to become even more enhanced in my daily life. The expression of my soul in the form of love and compassionate action for others reminds me of my own divinity. All is well, and all that is happening is for my highest good.
Dear Creator, thank you for being a part of me. I affirm that you love me beyond measure and have given me the gift of free choice to discover the God within. I claim the magnificence of my soul. I invite the energy of my soul to become even more enhanced in my daily life. The expression of my soul in the form of love and compassionate action to others reminds me of my own divinity. All is well, and all that is happening is for my highest good.
Thank you, Monica. I continue to appreciate these affirmations as a way to begin our programs. Next month, we'll have another set of affirmations, and we'll repeat them during the Healing Wednesday episodes of August.
Okay, so some of you know that soon we will be releasing a Manifesting Your Mastery online program with 11 episodes and over 100 affirmations. And if you're one of those who are not some of the ones who know, guess what? You now know. Lee and I, we love doing affirmations, and we'll continue to bring them to you in many programs. We have repeatedly seen how simply by saying affirmations can rewrite the subconscious programs that so many of us carry in our lives. So now that I've told you that, what I'd like to do is move to the question and answer part of the program. And again, you can submit your questions to us in your membership portal, or you can go to cryonmasters.com/questions. When you send us your question, make them short and concise. Ask a question others will benefit from, and no personal questions, since Lee and I are not therapists. All right, so here we have a question. It comes from Patrick, and Patrick's in Colorado in the US. And he's asking, will the dark energy ever stop fighting back? I'm really tired and so are many others.
Patrick, one of my favorite subjects, the shift. This is a short and profound question, and it's a little longer to answer. We have to remember that not only did Kryon predict this dark-light battle of the shift, but the cosmos of the shift itself, it has a time frame. I'm going to tell you what it is if some of you haven't heard it before. To answer your question in a very practical way, since humanity is always in duality, dark-light energy will never stop fighting. So hold on, that's not a bad answer. Kryon says, as well as many of the ancient prophecies have told us, that during this time period, the time period we're fed up with it and tired of, the dark energy would be more intense. And that's what we're seeing, and it is. Again, so that everybody will hear it, the dark energy is intense at the moment because for the first time in centuries, it has to face growing light. The entire shift is about the increasing light on the planet and the battle that was expected due to it. I don't know about you, but I didn't really expect it like the way it has unveiled itself. We had a pandemic when we'd never had before that was brand new, that split families and friends and shut down economies. We have a war right now going on. It's right out of the 1940s playbook. Who could have predicted that it would go in that direction? I never thought it would do that. But that's an example, truly, of old dark energy, kind of stupid energy that is fighting back. It's my opinion that light needs to be frightened. Fear is always the most effective tool for this. If you're going to frighten light, fear will do it. So the dark energy isn't just as expected, the increase of corruption or political division or cultural differences. It's something that could split countries apart and even start wars. But I'd like to approach this entire subject with exposing what the light has done with these dark energy attacks, rather than discussing what the dark is doing. For those who planned and started the war in the Ukraine, the world reaction was not anything that they had planned. Here's a very old axiom that Kryon has given about those invested in the dark. Here it is, quote, "The dark is not very smart and depends upon old paradigms to win, which has worked for centuries." I love that because it really tells the whole story. Something happened that was not planned and did not represent an old paradigm of reaction at all when the war started. The unity of the planet against the war is epic. Not expected. In fact, against all odds, many countries did the opposite of what was expected. This is an example of light winning. The old paradigms and old alliances of East-West political influences, they just didn't work the way they thought they would. There's a lot more I could say about the light showing itself, but let me just instead address the second part of the answer. Timing. This is where I want, many people haven't heard this or didn't realize it. The ancients, as well as Kryon, tell us that the precession of the equinox is the timing of this shift. So it's much more than the shift started in 2012. It actually didn't. According to the cosmos timing, it actually started in 1994. The energy and the battle that you ask about may continue through 2030. That's the end of the precession of the equinoxes, but not much beyond that. So it's a 36-year event, that precession, the shift, and we're in year 29. To me, that means that we're probably seeing its peak, but there may be some more surprises. According to Kryon, who says he says it's all been seen before in other planets, other areas, and what will happen is that humanity will decide what it wants and what it does not want. And those who continue to create drama and darkness will no longer be supported in any way. When you think about it and realize that almost everything we grew up with was massaged by the dark energy of corruption and greed, it's going to be quite a change. It is starting to be quite a change. In 7 years, the cosmos timing will be finished, but change will take longer. Everything takes a little too long. Wow. So I'm tired too, but hang in there. Time will creep by, and Kryon says to expect unexpected solutions.
I love that. Expect unexpected solutions. And that's, I think, why Kryon also says expect benevolent change, because we have a way of influencing those unexpected solutions. Great answer, Lee. I love it. Next question comes from Lorraine, and Lorraine is in Edmonton, Canada. And very short, concise question. Here it is. Would Gaia ascend without our help?
Lorraine, this is a difficult answer, but short. The answer may show a bias in itself. According to Kryon, Gaia, the sentient part of Earth and partner to humanity, doesn't ascend. And it's not scheduled to ascend. It's humanity in partnership with Gaia that will ascend to the vibration of consciousness. We're allied. One does not ascend without the other. So Gaia is actually here for us as we work toward that goal. If we're not here, the sentience of Gaia, unquote, probably would not be here either. Monica's actually written a book on this called The Gaia Effect.
Thank you for your question, Lorraine. And now I'd like to move to one last question. And it comes from Jane. Jane is in California in the US and is asking, do departed relatives watch us and know what's going on with us in our lives on Earth?
Jane, that is a difficult one, but let me see, just based on everything I have ever been privileged to see and know about in 33 years of channeling, the answer is yes. They do, and they can, and they are, but not as we perceive that it might be like. Our perception is all we have. It's a 3D idea that on the other side of the veil, existence is a bit like it is here. I mean, after all, we have no other model. So we imagine our departed friends and relatives, like humans, being like us, on the other side of the veil, watching from above. However, Kryon says that as multidimensional soul groups, the ones we loved and lost can see us and work with us, but in a far, far different way than we ever can imagine. First, are you ready? They are now complete, and we're not. That means that in 3D, as we sit here, as I talk to you, we're hobbled in how we perceive just about everything. Kryon says we live in a black and white world, and it's really color. Our world is black and white, but it's really in color. We barely even can speak the language of the universe, Kryon has said. So those loved ones, they're completely fluid in the language of spirit. They can see much more than we can. They can be in many places at the same time. They have no gender at all. They're all also working with other galactic energies. All this according to Kryon. So they're not on the other side of the veil in rocking chairs looking down and helping us. And the most confusing part, pieces and parts of their soul group can actually reincarnate here on Earth and yet still be working with us the way we think they are and other things on the other side. You talk about confusing. Well, Kryon tells us that we don't know what we don't know. So it's impossible to describe what is actually happening or what it's like to be there. God can listen to and work with 1 billion prayers at the same time. I heard that even since I was a kid. That is multidimensionality. Let's pretend something. Go back in a time machine and find the most basic human you can living in a cave with their family. Then convince them that you are from the future. First of all, that's the big hurdle. They won't even have the language needed for you to know what that means. They'll say, let's see, you're from the sun, you're gods. They won't even know what the future is, really. Next, tell them all about the latest operating system of your smartphone and how many apps you can run at the same time. Do you get the picture? Those humans would be generations in technology, in consciousness, away from understanding even the basics of what you had to show them. They don't even have electricity. I absolutely know that the communication from the other side of the veil is real. There's no question. There's so much evidence. But just like those in the cave, we're in the cave, and they're not. They can't show us what we don't know. I also know that it's not what we think it is. Their reality on the other side of the veil is more than we can begin to believe or cognize even. Can they see us? Oh, yeah. Can they occasionally help us and communicate with us? Oh, yeah. Can they love us? Oh, yeah. But as a soul group, a piece of the creative source, they are working on things beyond our comprehension. Kryon tells us the only thing that you have in common with those on the other side is love. That will be the communicating factor for almost all messages from the other side.
What a beautiful note to end on for that question, that the way we feel those from the other side is love. I remember when Lee would share with me what it was like in those beginning times with channeling Kryon. What you see now is such a beautiful, fluid event where Lee sits in the chair, closes his eyes, Kryon is right there in channeling. But in the beginning, and I say this mainly for you, Jane, in the beginning, Lee found it incredibly difficult to interpret this dump of energy and information from Kryon all at once. And then he had to interpret it into a channel in linear ways. And Lee asked Kryon, can you work with me here? And Kryon said, yes, I will work with making it more linear for you, but you have to work at being more multi-dimensional so that you can really understand our side of the veil. Lee has spent years of his life dedicating to do exactly that, to become less linear, more multidimensional. And what you see is the result of that effort. And so let's do a meditation where we are asking ourselves to become more multidimensional. And even if you don't know what that means, we can give those instructions to innate and our cellular body. So I invite you to close your eyes and just allow your breathing to slow down in pace. And focus on breathing in and out through your abdomen and your chest. And allow your entire body to soften. You are reminded that you are in a safe place. And as we breathe in and out, it's effortless. And in that same flow of being in a space that's effortless, let us ask, dear innate, dear cellular structure of mine, dear beautiful mind of mine, let us increase our multi-dimensional aspect. I give permission and awareness to become more multi-dimensional so that I can easily hear the song of love that is being broadcast from the Creator. I wish to become more multidimensional so that I can hear the song of love being broadcast from all of those who I love that are on the other side of the veil. And take a few breaths in and out, and just let that